Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Adam, and if you're coming in for the first time, welcome. There's some goodies in the description box below, a link to where you can get very cheap Xbox and PSN store cards for their full value, and also there's some goodies at the end of this video for you to carry on watching. And if you're interested in flight simulation, stay tuned, because we're all going to go through the XML route of adding in your add-ons. So I had a couple of comments on my last few videos sort of going, can you really be more clear, because it was a bit confusing. I actually made a mistake which I corrected inside the video, but this is basic. I just want to give you updated information and you know, hopefully do this a little bit more coherently, you know. So we're going to add in some aircraft today, okay? More importantly, it's freeware aircraft that is readily available for anybody. If you go to the Rico website, I'll put a link in the description to the website. Search for this item and you can install it too. This is probably one of the best freeware planes. It's a DC3 that you'll ever buy. It's awesome. It comes with a awesome sound pack and a load of textures that we're going to show installing as well. Now, if you're not, if you're sort of like, well, what do you mean this XML method? What do you mean? Well, P3D have allowed, and haven't said this on their website, that it's totally legit, that you can add items into P3D using an XML file. And what an XML file is, I was speaking to a developer about this, and he was around at the time it was developed. It's basically a shortcut. It's kind of like a HTML file, which is like your website file. A link to, you know, bring up a web page. This is basically a link to another location, kind of like a symbolic link in a way, but it's written in short code. So it's all very, go here and you'll find the file there, go here and you'll find that file there, and and it lists everything. So for instance, in this one, the Carinado Aero Commander, it has where you can find the gauges, the sound, the effects, the airplane itself in sim objects, which if you do texturing for flight simulation, you'll know exactly where you find your aircraft. It's within the folder structure of sim objects and then aircraft, and then boom, you're in with all the planes. In fact, I'm just going to delete this file. So basically, what you can do is you can load up the sim with XML files rather than the actual stuff themselves. So let me explain. In this folder, which is my documents folder, okay, the P3D puts in an add-ons folder, and basically anything, it scans this folder, and anything in here containing an XML file, right, which is what all these have, and as you can see, the total file size for all of these is only 11 megabytes, so it doesn't take up that much space on your C drive. It scans these, it goes, you've got an XML file, right, load that in. So it'll load in Birmingham, UK 2000 Birmingham, into my sim, and it load in all of these. Now, all of these except for Birmingham, I load in by default. So every time I load my sim, they go in. And now if I want to load anything else in, if I just want to add some extra stuff, all I need to go to is my directory, which is on my other drive. It's on my D drive, okay, P3D. Now this is where I have pretty much all my flight simulation stuff, okay, and I've created a mirror folder, but it's not linked or anything like that. It's just what I've called it, to the add-ons, okay, and this is what I've created, the structure inside here. This directory basically has everything I have inside my sim in one fat index directory, okay. So if I wanted to install a plane, for instance, I just go, right, Shrike Commander, move that across. That's now installed into my sim. If I want to get rid of it out of my sim, I just delete the file. It's still here, okay? It's not gone anywhere, but it's no longer now installed into my sim. So it's like I haven't even installed it. Really? Okay. But if I want to use it, I can move it in. We'll use this plane actually in a minute. We'll go flying and we'll use this plane. Actually, no, we won't use this plane because we'll be using the DC3. Anyway. All these in the directory, they link to an XML file like I showed you before, exactly the same, and it tells me, or it tells the computer, the sim, the path of where you can actually find the airplane itself to pop in the sim. And in this case, it is in my P3D folder for aircraft. And there it is, the Shrike Commander, and there's all the files for it now. And that's all my aircraft I do have. And these are all my airports I've put in so far. I haven't finished. These are the cityscapes or the city scenes or the large areas of cities that will sit on top of scenery files, but beneath the airports. They go in here. 30 gig in that file, look at that. The libraries go in here, which I haven't accumulated any yet. Scenery files go in here, so these are the mega scenery files at the moment, and any other large files. Now, I haven't done Orbex. That's the only company that I'm leaving out of this process because they handle it themselves in this exact same manner, so I don't really want to mess with that. In here is my utilities, and the only two files that I really pop in using the XML method is these two, and that's because these two are the package files, and they don't need to be XML'd. And of course my directory. Right, so how do we do this? How do we create a XML file for a plane and pop it in the sim? Right, well, first off, you need the plane itself. You do have to have the download, and this is a freeware, so anybody can go grab it. You don't need to pay for it. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to install it into a dummy location, which I've put here: program files, Lockheed Martin version 4, and then this is where the sim would be on my hard drive. So we're going to install that now, okay? So we're just going to go through the installation, go through the XML thing, and then load up the sim, and you can see it working. So there we go. We just go through the installation of this. I agree. Next. We want to customize the installation because I want to tell it where to go. I don't want it telling me where it's going to go, because I'm going to put it not in my sim folder with all the sensitive files here that are, you know, get messed up if people mess with them. I'm going to put it in my folder structure that I've created here. Now, if the installation is looking for this folder name in order to install, it will install it, okay? And we're going to choose the P3D 4 and above one and install that sucker. And now you're going to see the files all start to load here as it installs it. Now, sometimes it won't install at all unless it detects a sim, right? And basically, so like this morning, I installed Antarctica X, and that's from Aircraft, and that installs right into the sim, and it won't let you, right? Or it didn't let me install outside of the sim like this. It had to be in the sim, and I was like, oh, that's a bit, you know, and that was a bit annoying, really, but that's the way it was. So I installed that into my sim, and if I want to, I can extract the actual file of Aerosoft, and I can put it on this hard drive, and then I can XML file that file to the sim, and then it will load, but it's still going to load not as an add-on, but as a scenery file, because it has to go in the scenery library in a certain order. Add-ons in the scenery library will always sit on top of your scenery. So if you've got an item of scenery that needs to be within certain layers for everything to look right, it ain't going to work with an XML route, because it's just going to go on top. And that's that. There's no way to get around that. So for some sceneries, this XML route just ain't worth it. Ain't worth the hassle of the sim. But for a lot of things like my planes and airports, it is worth it, because they can just sit on top, because airports are the highest most point in my scenery library. So it don't matter if all the airports are put in as add-ons, as long as they don't use large amounts of scenery that have to be then layered in with land class. So going back to the airplane, it's now installed, and here it is. Right, now this is the way I do it. Doesn't mean this is the way you have to do it in terms of file names, but this is the way I name all my files. Right, so I go into my directory and I create a file based off the name of the airplane, right? Actually, not in my directory yet. Sorry, jumping the gun there. I go into my aircraft file, and based off the aircraft file name, right, I create a folder in here. And give it the name. There we go. It's just a mirror image of what the airplane is called in the sim. And the reason I do that is just to keep things simple. You know, give it a different name, I might not know what it is, right? But this is what it'll say in your sim. If you installed it in the usual place, it would say that. So that's what I do. And then all you have to do basically is cut and paste these files. Boom. Done. Right. Now we can come out of here, right, and go and open up our little add-on XML thing. And this is a handy little tool. And if you want to pick this up, go watch one of those previous videos. I give you the link in the description box to go collect it. Right. So now we have to create the links to this plane. Right. And then after we do that, we're going to actually complete the installation of it by adding all this gorgeous stuff. So first off, we bring up the XML, and it's a pre-written one out, and it's just fill in the blanks or fill in the what it says here. So the name of the plane, remember, we need first off. So copy that, because that's going to be used as the aircraft name, and we pop that here. And a nice little trick is if you right click and change all occurrences, it changes it throughout the file, you know, in one go, and you don't have to write, you don't have to do multiple ones here. So it's just easy. Right. Description, we can change this to anything we want. So for me, this is a twin engine turboprop. There we go. Nice and easy, right? And then we go to sim objects, and we just pick up inside of airplanes, because that's what it's asking us to do. Go to sim objects, go to airplanes, and pick up the link name here, right? Right click, copy, and then paste that in here, the path, and it'll say something like this, okay? Then we do the same for effects, which is here. We pop that in, copy, and paste effects. And if it has sound, if it has gauges, you would do the same. This one doesn't. So basically, we just delete that entry. Like so. Boom. And it's gone. There we go. Now we can save this as is. Done. Right? That's now saved. That's not needed. Don't save that. That's saved. That's fine. We can close out of that. And if we were to open it up on its own and look at it, we can just confirm that that's what we've written and that's what's needed. That's lovely. Okay. Now we run this. Now we have to get the name. Pull the name of the file. The name of the file, you've named it here. Okay. Which I've kept the same as where it would be found in the sim. And we run this as administrator. And this is basically going to add this to the add-ons list in program data here. It's going to add it to this file here by default. But unfortunately, for some reason, it doesn't do the right path. Okay? We'll fix that in a second. So if we were to look here, here it is. It's now been added. A package, right? But this path is incorrect. That needs fixing. We'll fix it. Right. So we can minimize that, get rid of that. Now this, we can get rid of that, delete that. And then this is going to go in this folder, sorry, within the directory, which we now create. And I give it the suffix of 1 because in the first folder, that's where all my aircraft are, number 1. Give it the name, paste, done. And then as you can see, all my planes are here. And that is there. So now we go get that XML file from the actual place where the plane is. And we cut and paste it. Cut. Paste. Into here. And there we go. Now, for the rest of this, I'm going to disappear and remove my camera. So you don't have to look at my ugly mug. Basically because I think people were telling me that sometimes my ugly mug was obscuring the view. So from now on, I'm just going to remove my camera on a video. Bye-bye. And, you know, in the future, maybe I'll come back. But just from now on, I'll just remove it. It's just easier. Okay? So there we go. So that's there now. That's in my directory. But the file location in the add-ons folder is incorrect. So let's correct that now. So we're going to bring up my actual documents folder for P3D. right, where I put everything, remember? And we're going to actually slide over the plane itself, right, into that direct. So now that's going to load with P3D, but we need to get the right path first to this file. So let's get the path, copy that, and place that in the path for the right package. So package 0, Douglas C47, paste, right? Now that path tells the sim to come to here to find this XML add-on file, which inside has another link under the path here to go to the add-ons folder in Aircraft, and that's where you're going to find the plane to load. So now we can save that as is, done, bye, that's gone. We'll sort that out in a second. And let's load up the sim now. Everything's sorted. So, of course, you will need to enable your add-on, right? So we've put in the Coronado Error Commander, so you push yes. Now, sometimes I've had this to where that hasn't actually popped up, but it's still been inserted. So I don't know what that is all about. But sometimes it does happen where it won't ask you to, you know, add the add-on in, but it'll be in there when we get in there. So we'll just wait and see. We'll come back when it's fully loaded. Right, so now that we're in, we can go to our vehicles, and we should not only find the Coronado, but there it is. There's the DC47. Get rid of that. There's the plane that we put in, and it didn't ask us to insert, and it's still there. And then if we scroll up, there is our Coronado plane, and now we're gonna go into the sim and boot this up, and obviously we've had Birmingham added, so we might as well go into Birmingham. Right, so we're back in, and it's fully loaded, and there she is in all her gorgeous beauty. She is a beauty as well, I tell you. This is the best looking airplane you'll ever get, I tell you. Right, taking off is pretty tricky though as well. Let me actually turn this down. Too loud. There we go. Right, so taking off is really tricky. I mean, flying this plane is legit. It's you've got to be a good pilot. You've got to know how to fly it. Like me, I am struggling here too. It's been a while since I've used this, so I am struggling to get this on the runway. I really am. Right, okay. You have to use the accelerator like your steering wheel. It's so weird. Right. Let's park and brake it. Come on, stop. Trying to turn it. You have to kind of like almost use your throttle levers to turn your plane. Right, here we go. And as you can see, Birmingham in the background there. Put the flaps down. The sounds in this as well are really good, even the default ones. Right. Let's come on, get this plane turning. But I'm gonna, in a minute, we're gonna install another sound set. In fact, we'll do that in the next video, because no, we'll do it in this video. What am I saying? Right, let me try and get this sucker off into the ground. Well, let's just take off. Hopefully we'll stay on the runway. She's a bit rickety, but she's gonna make it. Dude, what you doing? Hello? Oh. Incursion. Ah! Crash. Mate, I love flight simulation. Right. That's it. We're up. Landing gear up. That can go up now. Oh. Stalling. You gotta be careful with this. Honestly, this is so hard to fly. It's unbelievably real. There we go. Right. And looks like we're in the air. So, full throttle. Flaps is up. There we go. And in case you're wondering, this is Orbex England. I've got the England region loaded, and just the England region loaded, and they're the frames that I'm getting as well. And it's totally legit, guys. Honestly, I get awesome frames. I mean, I'm loving it at the moment. Look at this. What's going on here? What's going on there? Like, very strange. I mean, look at that. She's a beauty, isn't she? Absolute beauty. Oh, bye-bye airport. Right, let's do a quick turn here. Let's try and land her. Oh my gosh, we're all gonna die, guys. Okay, so yeah, I hear a lot of people who have said, England region, rubbish for frames, don't bother using it, you know. And I used to think that too, until I spoke to an Orbex developer, and I said, like, you know, your Orbex regions, you know, are they, do they have everything included in? Like, if I buy the England Orbex region, like, does it have global base, global vector, land class, and the mesh all included? And he said yes. He said if you're running a region, you don't need to run the land class, the vector, even the global base, even though I do run that as well, and the mesh. You know, it's all included. So if you're running custom mesh, if you're running your vector as well as your England region, and you're running your land class as well as your region, you're running it all like 2 or 3 times, and only one's going to load in the sim. So the other one you're loading is wasting computer resources. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I went back and I tried not loading anything except the England region, and lo and behold, everything still looks gorgeous, as you can see outside. You know, little town down there in Birmingham, and the frames and the computer resources are perfect. And that's again because I'm not loading everything like 2 or 3 times. Yeah. Well, this is going to take some time, so yeah, we gotta wait here. How high are we? We're getting a bit high here. This is probably one of my favorite planes to fly, outside of jets. This is like the favorite. I mean, it's freeware, guys. Look at the modeling texture detail. Look at this here. Look at that. You don't get that type of level of detail in payware, guys. This is amazing. Seriously, really is. And it's freeware. It's absolutely free. I mean, it just looks so good. Highly detailed, guys. I mean, we could take this. We could go to America in this, you know. DC3s can hop it across the Atlantic. You know, not in one go. They have to go up to Iceland and Greenland and Canada and all that. But seriously, we could do a tour in this. Honestly, it'd be amazing. Right, we're gonna try a Adam Special dive bomb here. We're a bit high, so let's retard these throttles. Let's get first stage of flaps underway. And we got some height to lose. We're at 2,000 feet nearly. So we need to come in for a crazy Adam landing. So we might as well just do a turn now, even though it is a little bit short. But I need the runway in sight. Where is it? I think it's down here, isn't it? Yeah, it's down there. I can see the circle there. Right. Whee. Oh, is that it? No, that's not it. There it is. Ah, there it is. Right. We're even closer than I thought. Right. What's our height? 2,000. Right. Bring them throttles down. Bring out the landing gear. Oh man, we're right on top of the runway. We are right on top of that runway. Right. Let's go down. Plane's just taking off down there. Right. We are dive bombing the runway, guys. Another stage of flaps. Shouldn't be doing that on the turn, but okay. You guys got any life insurance back there? Have you signed your policies? Dive bombing the runway. Here we go. We're next in the queue. Oh, mate. Give me another stage of flaps. Slow this sucker right down. Here we go, boys. Here we go. Adam Special coming up. Mates. Coming in. we go. Bit low. Coming in nicely. Nicely does it, boys. Come on, boys. Give it a bit of a Ric Flair, bit of throttle. Oh, yeah, nice and easy, that. And the last stage of flaps just to land us. Boom. Look at that, boys. Look at that. Oh, yeah, baby. Pump them brakes so we can go back a bit. And we will start to rise. And that's when we know we have touchdown. Look at that wheel back there. Lovely. Right. That's it, guys. That's how you do that, isn't it? That's how you do that in Birmingham Airport. Right, guys. Now, let's go. And I'm going to show you how you can reskin this puppy. All right? Okay, so now we're going to go in and we're going to swap out the textures. Or not swap out, but we're going to add two. So this model comes with two textures standard here. And we're going to give it some more. So I've got a folder here full of textures. And there's probably about 7 or 8 in here. 10 different ones. So I think what we're going to do, we're going to do one. Okay, and it's going to be the same for all of these. So basically we copy the texture over to this and just pop it in the folder of the plane itself, and inside there should be a text file, and it should look like that. That is fine. Within the, let's see here, this here is what you want. Within the file, within the main file where I got that texture from, there's usually a notepad document detailing things, and in here we've got it. This is the one we're looking for, Coach Harry. You basically copy that text out of that document, and then you can close it, and then you back here to the aircraft text folder, and this basically tells the sim all about the repaints and the aircraft itself, all the data it needs to run the sim, or run the aircraft rather. So we basically just paste this in and give it a new entry in line with the previous one. So that's 1. So can you guess what number this one's going to be? 2. And that's it basically. Now that basically is it, and we're going to run the sim now, and you're going to get to see what Coach Harry looks like. Right, and there we go. There we have it. Coach Harry and his merry men. And that's it. And that's basically how you do the repaint. Very easy, very simple. Let's end that now. And okay, so now we're going to go in and do a sound replacement, and it's pretty much the same process. You're entering files in. This is the sound folder. It's a really good one. It's a separate download from AbSim. Just have to search the name of the guy who did it, and it should come up. And here's the instructions on how to do it. Very simple. With the panel folder, you're literally copying and pasting, and it's going to ask you to replace some files, and that's totally okay. With the sound folder is a little different, and what you want to do is you want to write on here on the original files old, in case you want to return to this sound set. Okay, then you just pop in the new sound set from the file like that, and now that's it. You've just installed it. Don't need to do anything else or run anything else except for P3D to hear the beautiness. Okay, and there we go. We're back into the sim now. Legitly, I've had to turn down the audio settings because these engines are beasts. Listen to this. That is legit. Right, let's get in and have a flight, shall we? Right, rev those suckers. Hopefully you should still hear them. Turn it up a bit. Flaps is down. Get rid of that menu bar. There we go. And away we go. Gear up. There we have it. So we're just going to do a quick circuit round. We're going to do what we did in the last video, or the last beginning of this video, and we're just going to do a quick circuit again. You can even test out the sounds up here. Oh yeah. Lovely. Right. Let's do a turn. It's gorgeous. This is absolutely gorgeous. And this is a great follow-on vehicle from the Cessna 152, which in a couple of days' time we're going to be flying live on Twitch. So head over, check out that. It'll most likely be the Monday, possibly the Tuesday, but we'll be doing a live stream. And of course I'll be doing more videos. In fact, if you've got a request of one that you want me to do, then put it in the comments below. If there's a plane you want me to fly, put it in the comments below. Right, so that is the airport, I believe. Yeah. That's the wrong way. Going up to 3,000, so I think we can level off now. Flaps is up. I can hear that. That's amazing. Honestly, the view's amazing. Look at that. England. You know, I really want to take this plane, like, and do a tour, and like fly it to America, like hop across. So like the first leg of this would be to fly it to Scotland, then from Scotland to Iceland, and so forth, all the way across to America, maybe to the Grand Canyon. How cool would that be, you know? Don't know if there's an autopilot on here. I think there is, but a basic one. I'll have to read the manual again. It has got the ability to hold its level. Once you're level, it can hold. Don't know how to activate that. Something down here. Parking brake, rudder, autopilot. And so when you hit that, it keeps the settings. So we're actually climbing, so it's going to keep that. So we'll turn that off. We'll fall. Point a bit down again. So if we keep that like that, it should now hold. Yeah, it's holding. It's going down a little bit, but it's holding. So that's how you can keep a... You don't have to have your hand on the wheel now. So you're just controlling the throttles, which we can reduce. Don't know why the nose is tipping up now, though. So we're still traveling up. Right. It's time to do another turn, so let's turn that off. It's been a while since I've flown this plane. But it is one of my favourite DC3s to fly. There is another one I've got, the Basler BT6, I think it is. And that is just basically a converted DC3. And that, again, is really, really fun to fly, you know? Let's bring this sucker down now. So, take it down 2,000 feet. And some flaps. There's the runway. Right. So if we head towards in between them shadows, okay. I like to visually fly. I'm gonna head over between for that shadow mound there, and then we can do a turn. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? Right, I think it's time for another turn. This one we are going 3-3. Really quite high here. There's the speed, 100 miles an hour, perfect. I remember once the virtual pilot life program where I was doing, I flew this to Aberdeen from Birmingham. It took a couple of hours. It was really fun. And I got it perfectly for the landing. I was really proud. I was really, you know, that I did it. It was good. Right, let's have another stage of flaps. And we can bring this sucker in. There's a plane down there that's lining up on the runway. I think a little bit high. I'm going to drop our landing gear now. Slide this sucker up. At least we haven't got to do an Atom special. Bring the nose up to reduce the speed to 80. Give it some throttle. And And that plane is going to go on the runway, isn't he? He's not going to wait. Careful not to stall the plane. It's the thing with these world travel airlines, the old default FSX aircraft, they just do what they want because they know they don't exist. I guess air traffic control forgot we were coming in. There you go, he's taking off. This is how close they have to get it sometimes. But we're way too over the line. There we go. Final stage, and I'll just drop us nicely. There we go. Sweet. I don't think this thing has an engine reverse on it. Just cuts the engines. And there we go. That is how you do that. Lovely. Alright then. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.